Chronicles, The Mystery of the Missing Socks.
It was an ordinary Saturday morning when Dad called out from the laundry room. "Kids, get down here immediately. We have a code sock red." Ellie and Jake groaned from the living room. They exchanged a glance, already bracing for what was coming. "Oh, what now?" Ellie muttered. "Let's just get it over with," Jake said. They shuffled downstairs to find Dad crouched dramatically over the laundry basket, holding up a single, lonely polka dot sock. "Take a good look," Dad said, his voice grave. "What do you see?" "A sock?" Ellie replied. "Exactly," Dad exclaimed. "A sock. But more importantly, what don't you see?" "The other sock?" Jake asked, though he already knew where this was going. "Bingo," Dad said, snapping his fingers. "We've got a mystery on our hands. Socks don't just vanish into thin air, kids. No. This is the work of," he paused, lowering his voice ominously, "the sock gobbler." Jake rolled his eyes. "Not this again." "The what?" Ellie asked, crossing her arms. "The sock gobbler," Dad said, his eyes narrowing. "A cunning creature that thrives on chaos and mismatched feet. It doesn't just steal socks, it leaves you questioning your very sanity." "Or maybe the sock just fell behind the dryer?" Ellie said flatly. Dad ignored her. He was already grabbing his trusty magnifying glass and the Sherlock Holmes hat he kept for, quote-unquote, special occasions. "Kids, we're going on a hunt," he declared. "This is no ordinary case. This is a job for Detective Dad." Ellie groaned. "Please, no." "Too late," Dad said. "Detective Dad is on the case." Down in the basement, Dad crept around like he was searching for buried treasure, his magnifying glass clutched tightly in one hand and a flashlight in the other. Ellie and Jake trailed behind, more bored than intrigued. "The sock gobbler is clever," Dad whispered, crouching low to the floor. "It hides in the shadows, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. But it leaves behind clues. You just have to know where to look." Jake raised an eyebrow. "Like maybe the laundry pile?" No, Dad said. "That's too obvious. It's smart, calculating. A faint rustling noise cut through the air. Everyone froze. "What was that?" Jake whispered. Ellie squinted toward the shadows behind the dryer. "Probably just the wind or something." "In the basement?" Jake shot back. Dad held up a hand, silencing them both. "Stay calm," he said. "This is it. The gobbler is close. I can feel it." Another rustle, then a faint thump. Jake took a step back. Nope. This is officially too weird. I'm out." Ellie grabbed his arm. "Wait, what if there really is something back there?" Dad crouched closer to the dryer, shining his flashlight into the gap. "If I don't make it back," he said solemnly, "tell your mom I loved her banana bread." "Dad!" Ellie and Jake shouted in unison. But Dad was already reaching into the shadows, his hand disappearing into the darkness. For a moment, everything was still. Then Dad yelped, yanking his hand back. It's moving!" Before anyone could react, a furry blur shot out from behind the dryer. Dad tumbled backward with a loud thud. Ellie and Jake screamed, scrambling for cover as the blur skittered into the light. What is that?" Jake shouted, hiding behind the stairs. Ellie's eyes widened. "No way." The creature stopped in the middle of the room, sniffing the air. It stood on its hind legs, holding the polka dot sock in its tiny paws. Dad blinked. "It's not the sock gobbler." "It's a raccoon!" Ellie exclaimed. The raccoon stared at them, completely unbothered, as if sizing them up. Then, with a slow, deliberate confidence, it waddled over to Dad and dropped the sock in his lap. For a moment, the room was silent. It's brilliant," Dad whispered. "No," Ellie said, shaking her head. "It's a wild animal. What is it doing in our basement?" Jake pointed. "And why does it look so smug?" The raccoon tilted its head, chittering softly, like it was proud of itself. Dad grinned, holding up the sock like a trophy. This little genius wasn't just stealing socks, it was organizing them. Look at him, a natural problem solver, a master thief. Kids, meet our new ally. Ugh, Ellie groaned. You mean our new problem, Dad? Raccoons don't just live in houses. Jake folded his arms. Yeah, what's the plan here? You're going to train it to do chores or something? Dad stood up, brushing off his pants. The raccoon scurried up to his shoulder, perching there, like it had always belonged. Not chores, Jake, Dad said, wagging a finger. Detective work. I've been looking for a new partner who's as clever as I am. Someone who thinks outside the box, or in this case, behind the dryer. And here he is, the missing piece of the team. The raccoon let out a proud little chirp. Ellie stared in disbelief. Dad, you can't just adopt a raccoon. Why not? Dad countered. He clearly likes me. He's a sock retrieving genius. And look at that face. You can't say no to that face. The raccoon gave Ellie an adorably wide-eyed stare. Ellie groaned. Ugh, fine. But if Mom finds out, you're explaining it. Jake threw up his hands. And when it eats all the cereal, don't come crying to me. Relax, Dad said, already heading toward the stairs with the raccoon perched triumphantly on his shoulder. We're going to need to celebrate. Tonight, pizza's on me. You're going to bring a raccoon to the pizza place? Jake called after him. Of course not, Dad replied. We'll just order in. Every great detective knows you need fuel for the next case. Ellie and Jake stared after him, then at each other. He's serious, isn't he? Ellie asked. Yep, Jake said with a sigh. We officially live with a raccoon now. From Dad's shoulder, the raccoon chittered one more time, almost as if to say, case closed.
Dad!